Hi guys, Ellie here from Next Chapter Homestead. So today we're back in the kitchen and we're doing more baking. It doesn't happen often, so bear with us. It is going to be worth it, hopefully. Let me explain. Duncan's brother recently got married and unfortunately they were unable to have the family there because they live abroad. So they're actually coming out to visit. So when we see them, we would like to give them a wedding present. However, this proves to be a little bit tricky because they live overseas and we don't want to buy them something big and bulky that they're going to have to take home with them in their luggage, and we don't know where this trip is taking them and what space they're going to require. Hopefully they'll see this as a heartfelt gesture, because from us that's really what it is. We just want to give them something to show that we support and love them. And today we're going to be baking them a wedding cake. So because the family will be together and we'll be able to have a meal, we thought it would be a cute little dessert idea if we came in and we shared some wedding cake with the newlyweds. So hold thumbs. Let's see if we can get this done. I hope so. Let's do it. Alright guys, so I've got everything laid out in front of me. The only thing I need to measure is the milk, but I'll do that as I need it. We are starting off this recipe using 3/4 cups of butter and 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Those two we are combining in the mixing bowl and beating until light and fluffy. At which point we are then going to add in 1 egg at a time until it's fully cooperated. Once that's done, we are then going to beat in our flour and our milk in alternating steps. So let's go for it. Unfortunately, I don't have a stand mixer. I do have a hand mixer, so that's what I'll be using. So it's probably going to be a little bit loud. So in this bowl we've got the mixture that we've just beat up, the eggs, the sugar and the butter. I'm going to alternate between flour and milk and slowly mix those in, but you can continue with your mixer. Right, so what I've got is I've got a well sprayed baking tin, and I'm going to pour the cake batter evenly across the center and level it out and allow it to bake. I'm attempting to bake it in this particular tin because it's deep enough to give me a sheet cake, so that I've got a thinner but wider cake to deal with, so I can cut it into whatever desired shape I feel I need. Right, so I've just spread our batter out evenly in this baking tray, and we're going to bake it in the oven now at 180 for 30 to 35 minutes. Right, so I've just taken the cake out the oven. This is how we've ended up. It's looking good so far. Cake is done and looks fairly level, so we should be able to work with that. So what I've got laid out in front of me essentially is I've got these 3 discs, which is the size of the cake that I want, but this cake being the shape, Obviously there is some cake loss, not real loss, because Duncan and I will eat that. But I'm just spacing out my circles so that I can get nice clean edges on all of them. These two corners are my darkest ones because our oven doesn't bake evenly. So we're just going to place our circles more on the lighter side of the cake. And we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to try and cut one out, I guess. Okay guys, so after cutting, this is what I have, my 3 discs. I'm just going to wrap them and put them in the freezer and let them cool completely. They are cold, but I know that it's easier to crumb coat it when your cakes are cool. So the cakes are in the freezer, and while they're like cooling down and setting up, I asked Duncan if he wouldn't mind making me a cake board. So I have a template of the size of the cake that we've now got, and he is going to cut this piece of plywood for me into a square, and then we're going to give it a good cleaning and then wrap it in tin foil. So we've got somewhere to build our cake.
Taste it again.
Happy?
No, that's proper.
Okay, I'm glad. Hey guys, so Duncan's finished making my cake board for me. The cakes are in the freezer and the buttercream is in the fridge waiting. So I'm going to love you and leave you here for tonight, and I'll pick back up in the morning where I'll actually continue to ice our cake. Good morning everybody, Ally here, and it is day 2 and we're back at icing this cake. So let's get it done. Hey guys, so I'm just going around the garden now and picking a few flowers for the top of our cake. That should do as far as roses go. So these are the flowers I've picked from our garden and they're looking absolutely beautiful. I've just got them in some water to keep them fresh until I'm ready to use them. I'm going to put the final layer of icing on the cake now, and then we'll move on to the next step, which will be wrapping the stems of the flowers we're going to be using. So here's my cake with its crumb coat on it. It has hardened, so it should be nice and easy to work with at the moment. We did have a slight mishap, but we don't panic, we pivot. So the plan is to design the cake in such a way that the flowers will be spilling over onto this side and you won't notice it as badly. Okay guys, so there you have it, my final cake design. Hey guys, Ally here, and I just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with me. I know that this wasn't our normal video, but I actually really enjoyed getting the opportunity to bake this cake for the people that we love. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye.